Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the EdTech Brew. I'm Ann Vega.
I'm Rosie Flugel.
I'm James Varlak.
And I'm Gonzalo Sandoval.
And I would like to introduce our special guest for today for our Techmas edition, Maggie Ojeda. Say hello. Yay! We're so excited.
Hi. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, thanks for joining us. Maggie, today we would like to discuss our top technology picks for Christmas 2020. What do you have earmarked as your top picks?
Well, first of all, just hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ding, ring, ding, ding-a-ding, ding. You know, I can't believe Christmas is like just right down, like, I can't believe it, right? How many days? It's just like just around the corner. So then when you asked me, I'm like, you know what? Every teacher, every person, every educator out there, you know, we started working on computers and even more intensely than ever. I mean, we've been using computers for a while, but not as intensely where everything is now online completely. So you cannot not have blue light glasses. So if you're thinking something low cost, something that everybody needs, you need blue light glasses. So like this is a box. I ordered this one from Amazon and it actually came with 3 because I have my 2 boys. I have my senior and I have my freshman and myself. And actually my senior has blue light already built into his glasses, but that's why his pair is here. But I picked this pair. My other son got the black set. And this one little box with 3 really good unisex glasses was less than $20. So if you're looking for something really economical to put in a stocking or to maybe Secret Elf, if y'all are going to do like a virtual Secret Elf out there with colleagues for team building activity or anything like that, I highly recommend that. The next one that I recommend in my list is the wireless Corsair headset. So this one is the one that I'm wearing here, and it's really soft microfiber, and it helps to block out ambient sound. You know, some of us, there will be time when you're working from home or not from home, you need to block out extra things. And then it comes with a really great microphone. If you notice, the microphone is so good that I sounded halfway decent singing that Christmas song. So that might have been because of the headphones, right? I mean, the microphone on it. So if you can't, you know, buy some of those really other like nicer microphones, maybe you might want this. And this headset is right around $70, somewhere around there. So this one's pretty good. The newer ones, I was looking them up yesterday. I have it over here on my other screen. There is a white headset now that's available. That one's really pretty. And so this is something you might want to consider for Christmas. And the last one, I actually don't have an example because I really want it, but it's on my Dear Santa list. So when I was chatting to Anne about it, it's the Insta360 X2. So the Insta, it's a pocket camera, and I'm going to use my phone as a model because, you know, I don't actually have it yet. But it's probably half the size of my phone. And the really great thing about that camera is you can hold it with your hand, and with your finger, you can actually control the camera. It captures in 360. It has an app. After you've captured the video, it automatically goes into an Android version app, and there's also an iOS. And the app itself, on the spot, on the fly, it'll make revisions for you. Like they have recommended revisions on the video that you took with some automatic machine-driven edits. So the machine says, hey, I recommend this kind of edit for this kind of video. And then you can automatically upload it from your phone into any social media platform, or if you have a blog or anything like that. Also, it's waterproof, and it for 10 meters down. So if you're looking for a camera to kind of capture either trips that you're taking as family or as an educator, if you're trying to do an outdoor activity, maybe a STEM around you type of activity, you want to be in the park, of course, you know, social distancing guidelines and all, but we do have some areas that are very special, and there's not a lot of people around there. I know, like, we have Sal del Rey down the road, and a lot of really beautiful places. If you want to kind of capture some of those virtual field trip types, this camera will do it for you. And it's going right now, I think around between 350 and $400. So that I'm hoping I have been a good girl and Santa will bring that for me this year.
Well, we're all hoping the same thing, Maggie. You definitely deserve it, for sure. What about you, Gonzalo? Have you earmarked some things that you want?
Yeah, this year I am seriously considering getting the newest Apple Watch. I'm a fanatic of Apple products, and I think it's time for me to dive into that area. I see all my colleagues with one, so that makes me feel like I have to, join the crowd. Anyway, aside from being able to, being a practical device, when it comes to answering texts or seeing who's texting you or calling you when you're away from the phone, I like the fact that it has some of that technology that's able to keep track of your daily activity, your workouts and all that stuff. But especially that now, I think this new model happens to have the special sensors that they're able to track down your oxygen, your blood oxygen levels, which is something that is critical nowadays. Because that's something that we have to keep track of, especially with the pandemic. When it comes to self screening, so that's one gadget that I'm really seriously considering on getting. They're pricey though, but I'm gonna see how I can manage to get one of those babies.
And I did want to add, Gonzalo, not only does it have that sensor, it also, and I know this sounds trivial, but it really, I love it because when you wash your hands, it automatically detects that you're washing your hands and it counts down and it doesn't, and it tells you like, 5, 4, 3, because it's got to be 20 seconds. And then it gives you a thumbs up when you're done. And it also has the capability of taking your blood pressure, which is not something that I've had to worry about, but something I know my husband has. But the oxygen level, I was checking it last night. I mean, especially right now during the pandemic.
This one that I'm truly considering also is it's called let me see, the iRobot Roomba i7, which is a vacuum cleaner that I think it's an awesome technology to have at home because especially if you have pets indoors, which is something that we do have one right now. And it's a problem, because of, what they do, especially with hair all over the place. So sometimes I'm walking around with my socks on and I realize that, oh man. So I'm thinking that getting this gadget is going to help a lot in that area. I like the fact that it has some of the latest technology there. For example, it has smart mapping, which is able to kind of track down the layout of the bedroom or the living room. You're able to program it through an app and control it through Wi-Fi as well. So it's also pretty pricey though. There's different models out there. There's one that it goes up to almost $1,000. But this one that I'm looking at, the model that I mentioned, the i7 goes up to $499, I believe. So that is something that I would want to try. I know that Anne had mentioned in the past that she had one, or she still has one. I don't know how's that working out for you, Anne?
I absolutely love my Roomba. That's why the dogs were barking earlier. I had it in the bedroom, and I did look at the i7 and I talked myself out of it, but now you're talking me back into it. But I'm hoping maybe on Black Friday there'll be some good deals. And what about you, Rosie? What is on your Christmas list?
Well, I'm going to go big or go home. I know James is going to laugh at me, but that iPhone 12 is looking really, really nice. Yeah, especially the Pro. I mean, it's going to break the bank for anybody, really. But it's time for an upgrade. And I love photos. I'm a visual person. That iPhone 12 Pro, that camera, what it can do is it's amazing. And it fits in it's little to imagine that you can have that kind of camera capability and stick it in your back pocket is amazing. But either one, the 12 or the 12 Pro, Either one's going to be amazing. And speaking of smartphones, I also put on my list and I think teachers would love it, is the little it's called Pivo, Pivo. It's a smart interactive pod that you just place your smartphone on, and it follows you. It tracks you. So if you're let's say in the classroom and you walk off a frame, well, it swivels and follows you. So you're never out of frame.
Huh.
I think teachers would love it. But if you're a more hands-on kind of teacher, or you're doing something where you move around a lot, it keeps you in the frame by swiveling and sticking with you as you're filming or recording. And it's called Pivo. I'd never
How
heard.
much does something like that cost?
I think right now it's actually it's like Black Friday special,
What?
$99.
Wow.
Guys, it's very affordable. I know.
Wow.
So it's really cool. Use that new phone and a Pivo, and you're ready to go. And my daughter rides horses. It'd be something great for her too. It could follow her around and record instead of having to stand in the middle of an arena and try to record all of that. Just put that little pod somewhere and let it do its job. I think
I just got the iPhone 11, so I'm a long way from getting the 12. I'm still paying for it.
Wait, I don't even want to tell you what version of iPhone I'm on. And knows.
Yeah.
I feel spoiled. I have the XR. I'm not at the 11. So they last such a long time. I had the one previous to that. I think it was like 6. So the iPhones are such a great phone. They last forever. But Apple does such a great marketing job, and they share all the highlights. And I mean, how can you not want to, when you're a geek like I am, how can you not want to get the newest, best version?
So one of the things I asked for, or actually it was James that suggested, and I put that little, nudge in Oscar's ear, and he showed up with what I needed, because I'm always complaining about my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is terrible. And so what we did is we got the Google Wi-Fi extender. And so because our Wi-Fi router's all the way in the back of the house, we put it, one in that room, one in the living room, one in the kitchen, and as long as I've had Wi-Fi, have I logged on and it says, your Wi-Fi's fast. Like every time I get into Riverside, it says fast. And so that has been a game changer for me, especially with these podcasts or meetings or anything else. I love that my Wi-Fi has just gone from an F to an A, and just like that. It was great. Very easy to set up and everything. There is also what they call the Nest, the Google Wi-Fi Nest. And I didn't get that, but that also is like Alexa. And I know it hooks up, Gonzalo, to the i7 Roomba. So you would be able to command it. You can do it from your phone as well, but you can command it right there with your Wi-Fi Nest. What about you, James? You're never this quiet.
I was like making a list of everybody's
That's
picks.
true.
Yeah, so that Google Wi-Fi, just to reiterate, it is awesome. So that's probably going to be our next kind of purchase for our home. We have a nice router now. So now we're kind of just trying to make the signal push out a little bit more. But everybody's picks so far been awesome. That Pivo, I'm going to have to try that out for sure, because I can actually stick it in the room where my kids are, making sure they're doing their remote learning right. As soon as they leave, I'll see that Pivo and be like, hey, get back on task or whatever. So, okay. So picks for me. So one of them is I have right here. There's a little desk lamp that I like to use because we have a little one in the house, and when he's down and if I need to do some work late at night, there's a desk lamp from Taltronics. And so what it is, it looks really kind of psychedelic. So here's the lamp right here. Okay. But it's LED. So when I turn it on, it has levels and you can turn it up and turn it down. So this is an awesome lamp. This lamp is like $30 on Amazon. When you're done, you just turn it off. It also has a USB little C port on it, so you can charge your devices while using it. So it's a Taltronics. This lamp, it swivels. So when I open it, I can swivel it out. I can, so this thing is like awesome. So my wife has a little area in the back. So I got her one, I got myself one. It was like $35. game changer for a desk lamp, desk electronics. The other thing is, I know everybody has devices. We've got mobile devices. Things need to get connected and have juice. Sometimes we go throughout the day and we just forget to plug them in. Well, if you're out and about, not too much nowadays, but if you are in a place, maybe you're at school, maybe you're out running errands, the best thing to always have is a little power bank. Okay, so this is an Anchor 10,000 milliamp power bank right here. So this one I got actually a couple of years ago, and this will charge my iPhone 11 3 times. Okay, so I've charged this up all the way, and this actually is the old port, USB port, right? So it'll charge my iPhone 3 times. The newer ones, which I just saw yesterday, they had them for $45 with a 15% discount, I believe, on Amazon. So you guys can do the math on that. So that is 20,000 milliamp hours, and it has fast charging. So it's about the same size, and all it is USB-C into your iPhone or whatever mobile device you have. That will actually can charge and recharge your iPhone 5 times, up to 5 times. So always handy to have a little power bank around. And so whenever you're on the go, you just drop it in your purse, drop it in your pocket if you're a guy. If you have a little backpack, whatever you may have, drop it in there, and then you can always have extra power if you need it, not having to always take the power brick and find an outlet always around. So those are kind of like my top 2 picks. I do know we also had talked about if you're in the classroom, maybe you're trying to move away from having so many things around your laptop area. So maybe getting a little drawing tablet instead of maybe having a document camera. So right now on Amazon, they have a company called Huion, and they make a drawing tablet. And right now it's like $45, but it's 15% off as well. So that's a great little piece. All it is a plug and play. So you just plug it into your device. It will load a little driver, and then you can control your mouse. And it has some buttons on the side for quick access. So if you need to open a web page, you need to open a PDF, maybe you need to restart your computer, you can set all those things up on the little Huion. It gives you like a little 7-inch by 10-inch writing space. And so I know my kids love to draw, love to like do annotations. And so we have some iPads for them. They're getting a little older now, but we have, they have some devices. So it's good now that we can kind of just get maybe a couple of those. Maybe they looked at them and thought it was really cool. So that could be one of their Christmas gifts as well. And then just to kind of sum up, Alexa has an update here in last month. And so now the Alexas, they make like a kid-friendly version. So it looks like they have one that looks like, I think, like a little panda, and another one. And those are going to be, percentage discount off coming up on Black Friday. So Alexa, we bought a couple of the last year model or the previous models. And so we just program it. And so it tells our kids, reminds them when they have certain daily things to do. And then our kids getting used to asking Alexa, they need to spell something, maybe what time it is. We're not taking everything away. We still have them try to read a clock and, all those things like that. So, but, if they do need some information, Alexa is a great place to have them get some information. So those are kind of my picks for this season coming up.
And before we wrap up, James, one thing that I love is that app, and I forget the name of it. It's for your MacBook, and it's a cursor, right?
Oh,
and so
yeah.
you can enlarge. What's that? And then we'll finish up for today.
Okay, that is called Pro Mouse. And so if you go into the App Store on your MacBook and you search for Pro Mouse, it is a little cursor app. Okay, and so it'll install. Once you install it, so it gives you a little highlight around your cursor. And so you can make it any color you would like. You can widen it. And so this is good for if you're doing a screencast. Screencastify already has one kind of built in, but this one will kind of take over. And so you can make it as wide as you need to. You can, you can increase your cursor size on the MacBook as well. And then that little ring will change. But yes, it's a game changer. You can kind of, if I hit control, it'll kind of highlight just a certain section of it. And that app is only $3.99. So I would highly suggest that one. And there's another one for kind of window, like pinning your windows called Moom, M-O-O-M. That one's a little more, $10. But for sure, if you have a Mac, those two applications are game changers, Moom and Pro Cursor.
Okay, thanks. I love it. I hadn't heard about either of those until you mentioned them. And Maggie Ojeda, we love you from Region 1. We love you, and thank you so much for joining us today. And everybody, until our next cup.